Moving on with the diner scene, this one is going to have to be a quick one because my daughter Lily here has been keeping me very busy all day long. And so I will dedicate this little episode to her. And of course I'm listening. All right, so here's where we're at so far. All right, in the last video I modeled the vinegar jar. And the one before that, I did the sugar. I think I did the saucer as well, but I could be wrong. All right, and now I think it's time to put a menu on the table. It's a really simple one, and it may not be the way that a lot of you guys would do this, but it's the way that I'm going to do this. All right, so here is my Blender scene, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this table, Shift S, cursor to selected, and I'm going to bring in a plane. And I'm going to scale it in the X, and in the Y I'm doing this in object mode right now, and I'll scale it in the X a little bit more. Maybe I want it about that size, and we'll figure out where to stick it. For the moment I'll just put it there. Okay, I'm going to give this a little bit of thickness, so I select it and go E. No, I'm not going to do it that way. I take it back. I'm going to use solidify. All right, I'll make it a little bit easier. Solidify, and I can see right away the thickness of this. I want this to be sort of like a laminated thing, so I'm going to go 0.005, and I'm going to leave it at that and apply that. Now I'm going to go into edit mode, and I want to select the edges, and I think the way I'm going to do this is select that one there, and instead of going around, I'm going to come up to select similar direction, and that should get all of these. However, I wonder if I did apply scale or not, so let's do that. Okay, before I try to bevel, so Control A, apply scale. Let's go back in. I didn't have to deselect these, but I'll select that one again, go down to select similar direction. All right, Control B, pull back, and I'm going to give it a little bit of a bevel. All right, I'm going to stick my menu inside this. Let me just make sure that this is on the table and not floating up in the air. This will be around there. I think I'll just move this out of the way instead of trying to figure out getting it in the exact on top of it, which would be cool. I don't need this. Actually move this all the way over here, and let's move this into the table a bit and down. Maybe we'll rotate it a bit, but right now that's going to be fine. Okay, so what I'm also going to do is I think I'll Shift S, cursor to selected, and I'm going to bring in another plane, scale that in the X, and I'm going to make it a little bit smaller than this one, and that's going to be the actual menu itself. All right. So we could go for maybe a bit bigger than that. Okay, and I'll move it in just a minute. All right, so with that one selected, I'm going to go into edit mode. It's all selected. I'm going to go U, project from bounds, or from view bounds. Yeah, project from view bounds. Come over to my UV image editor and X out the last render, and you can see there I've UV mapped that thing. That was tough, wasn't it? All right, I am going to open the image that I want to use, which is just a menu that I found on the internet. I hope it's okay to use this as for fun. Right here. All right, so there it is. And that'll fit in there, but let's now go to the node editor, and I've got that selected, so I'll hit new, and I'm just going to go Shift A, texture, image texture, and I'll just find that down there. All right, and that's all I need to do. And if I come out there and I go, where am I? Material, you'll see the menu there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this down so I can't see it, and hopefully I didn't pull it down too far. I'm going to select that right there, and I'm going to make this the glass material, and I'm going to select the menu again, and that's just the menu. So let's have a look and make sure we see that. So I'm just going to Control B and draw a little render box there, and Shift Z, see that it's coming through, so I can see it there, and I can see a little bit of the border. Control Alt B will clear that. Should have cleared it. Let's try another one a little bit closer. So I'm going to go Control B and I'll draw an area there. Shift Z. Let's have a look at this. Now I don't have my lights clicked on there. There we go. Okay, so I have sort of round corners here, but square corners there, and I got my menu in there. Shift Z. Maybe that was my problem then. Okay, that's okay. So maybe what I'll do is I'll select those pieces, Shift D, and I'll bring it over, and I'll do another one over here on the table over this side, the top view. But we'll rotate it a bit. Rotate Z. We'll do this kind of thing. Yeah, that's okay. And that'll be there. And I think I'm going to move the camera up a little bit, get a little bit more of these posters. Let's get rid of the lights. So I've got my two menus there, and we could, from camera view, I could do another Control B and sort of look at this area here. Let's do Shift Z. Again, I didn't click my light layer on. You can see it in there, and I hope that it's not under the table section there. Let's have a closer look at this. Let's click that and hit the period key. Ah, yes. So let's move it up a little bit. And let's do a Control B on that section there. Shift Z. Lights or no lights. Okay. Alright, Shift Z to cancel that, Control Alt B to cancel that. And let's see if this one is definitely okay. Let's do a Control B in that area there. I think it's going to be all right, but we'll just double check that. No lid today. All right, I'll be far enough away that you won't see that as too, oops, what did I do? As too thick, I hope. All right, so I got my layer selected and I got my render settings here. I'm just going to do 300. I'm going to go ahead and render this, and I'll get back to you in a bit when I've got it rendered, and we'll have a look at see what this looks like. All right, here we are. My menus are in place on the table, and I think it's looking pretty sweet. This is the actual size. You know, whether or not I should have used a translucent shader or something else, I think it looks okay. Very shiny and very new menus with no smudges on them yet. All right, so very quick video. We'll see what we can add next. Thanks for watching.